kids? It's intellectual unwrecked here. I'm kind of sick, a little bit, not bad. I've been sick all week, but I think my contacts are not helping anything. So I'm wearing my glasses. Just kind of a little bit of drainage and soreness in my throat, but I'm not bad. So we're gonna keep moving. On my way to pick up a Copart project, but it was already purchased from Copart a while ago, and the guy had already fixed all the body damage, and it's somebody I work with and I trust, so it's not like, you know, something sketchy. And he just wants some of it. He's not even making me pay what he has in it, so it's a win-win situation for me. When he asked me about it at first, I was like, I don't really need another project at the minute. And then he told me what he wanted for it, and I was like, okay, send me pictures of it. And it's very clean, very nice, and it's all-wheel drive, and it should be a quick seller. But we need to do some things on it, and I'll get into that after we pick it up and you guys get to see it. We're going to continue on the Sentra after this, but I just want to take you guys along with me. We're going to Sharpsville, Maryland. Never been there. It's about 2 hours from me. He's the other direction from where I work, so it's a little bit of a haul. But I got to go get my trailer, and then we're gonna hit the road. Ha ha! We're here, boys. Let's load her up. I don't know if we'll get many shots here, but you'll see it soon enough, like in a second. That's right, boys, we got ourselves a Hawkeye. I'm gonna stop and put some fresh fuel in this thing, because it's been sitting for a couple years, and but anyways, it has most of the bodywork done to it. There's a little bit to it that I was like, didn't know it was like that. You don't exit that way, buddy. Guy was trying to come out the exit, or the entrance. It shits us. So this thing's got some stone chips. We ain't worried about that. But we need to put some fresh fuel in her. Look at that. Look at this. Oh, and that came with it. Oh, and a sun visor. Mold comes free. We think we need to do some calipers on the rear. And possibly a full fuel cap. This thing is not looking too healthy. Oh, filter up.
Nice.
So the rust comes free with this one. This is a northern Pennsylvania car, so yes, there's going to be rust on it. That's just the way it is. That's right, kiddos. We got ourselves a Hawkeye. It's a 2007 Subaru Impreza. Has a couple dings, a couple rust spots. It has some mold on it from sitting. My buddy, he bought a bunch of these back a couple years ago. Kept a couple for his kids, fixed them up. He had this one and it was sitting, and he fixed some damage on it, put new valve cover gaskets on it, new headlights. There was a couple other things he did. There's a brand new belt in the back for it, but he never got around to finishing it. It needs a radiator. It's got a cracked radiator. The tires are old and they're starting to dry crack, so it needs some new tires. It needs new brakes and rotors. And it's at 113,000 miles. So it's right in line for a timing belt. Okay, its timing belt's normally around 100,000 to 120. So when you want to do a timing belt in the water pump, he did not do that. I will be doing it. What we're going to do with this one is we're just going to spruce it up. There shouldn't be any paint work it needs done. There is a scuff on the front bumper. We're going to see if we can buff that out. There is some chip paint on the fender. We're going to have to probably just touch that up. I might get the little airbrush gun out. Maybe we'll just do a little dabbing on there with that, you know, try to make it look nice. We might need to put rear calipers on it. The front calipers look okay. There is some rust underneath, and I'm going to try to clean that up the best I can with a wire brush and a wire wheel, and then we will undercoat that with wool wax, which will preserve it a little bit longer. So it's going to be a little bit till we get to this one, but it's really clean. The shifter linkage, it seems to be pretty stiff in it, so we're going to have to check that out. This is all going to be mechanical on this one, which I like. And I got it cheap enough that I can do all this stuff to it. Put some brand new tires on, brand new brakes. It needs a brand new battery, brand new radiator. I mean, all the big expenses are going to be done. So the next person who buys it, they're going to be like, wow, this is, you know, I won't have to put any money into it. It's a Subaru. You're going to have to put money into it. But I'm just saying, most of the big ticket items are going to be taken care of. Anyways, I'm in Maryland now, so I'm going to backtrack home, and then we'll get this thing unloaded. I started it with my I didn't realize there was no battery in it. I just thought he took it out. I just used this and hooked it up to and it started it and ran it. It does drain a lot of power out of it. Where are we at now? 84%. So running off of this uses a lot of juice. I better plug this thing in, charge it a little bit, but we're probably gonna have to use this again when we get home. I still have plenty of life in it. There should be enough to get it up into my driveway, but yeah.
Act like you know how this goes.
Kids. Engine degreaser.
Fumble a bag, now I will not fumble a bag. Act like you know how this goes.
Washed most of the mold off, but I do see some things that we may have to address, and I'm thinking we may have to do some paint work. Rust down here, not real bad. Rust right here, getting kind of bad. Yeah, it's getting kind of bad. We might have to do something with that. But it's not through. So, this side's good. She's a little rough.
All right, so she blew an excessive amount of smoke out the exhaust, and smelled like a little bit of oil, but like I said, he just did the valve cover gaskets. There's a hole in the exhaust, so we're gonna have to go over some things. It seems to run okay, but it could run better. First off, it's taking a long time to start. I had a red top Optima battery here that was out of my brother's truck that we replaced. It was an old battery that wasn't working for his truck, kept dying on him, but it has enough juice for this car. So I have my code reader. I'm gonna go out here, and there is antifreeze in it. He topped it off, but the very top of the radiator's cracked, so we should be okay to run it for a minute. And I didn't take in effect how cold it was out. When I washed this thing, everything froze. So there is an airbag light on. There's a smell of oil. That's why I did the degreaser on the engine, and there was hardly any degreaser coming out of their gun, so I was a little upset, but you know, it is what it is. Find the code reader's slot here. Where's the slot? Here you can see 113,000 on it. Airbag light. Fix problems and optimize experience. Update. I gotta update this thing. Oh man. The AC works. Like I said, mechanically we need to get into this. I did top the fuel off. I can see the oil light is faintly lit. I did check the oil and the oil is fine. So why that's faintly lit, I don't know. So now that it's been running, it actually sounds a lot better now. But there's a whistle in the exhaust because of a hole, as you hear. But it's getting better. I'm thinking old fuel in this. Like I said, I topped it off. You've seen how much I put in there to dilute the old fuel, hopefully. And like I said, it does seem to be running better already. That was probably one of the main issues. I'm not opposed to putting some fuel injector cleaner in there or something to help, you know, clean everything up there, but it's pretty smooth right now. So I was a little skeptical at first, but yeah. I did just realize it started a lot faster this time. So that could have been the old fuel again. But we'll see what happens here in the future. After I go take my trailer back, come back, it'll be dark. I'll try to start it again. This Optima seems to be holding a charge for now for the car So we'll leave it in there for now. We're going to leave it in there until I get to work on this thing, which might be a while. There are 10 airbag failures. Wow. Another thing it was doing is after I would rev it, the RPMs would drop. And it's going right back to idle now. It did it a couple times there at first, and it cleaned up, and now it's revving. It just needed some fresh fuel. This thing needed some run time. Our temperature gauge is below half right now. So, I mean, I know that the radiator's leaking, obviously. It's right where the hose goes into the front of it. The back side of that tank is cracked about that far. He showed it to me. Airbag, no description found. It's the same code, U3E00. It just over and over and over again. So let me see if I can even. I'm gonna try to clean that out. Okay, so it would not clear those codes. So I'm gonna see if I can get a little bit more information on this, and then I'll get back to you. Now this thing searched that code and it's not bringing anything up for that. Yeah, I'm still not. I'm not getting that. What that code is. We might have to get a new crash module or send the crash module out on this one. The fact that there's 10, something's messed up and it's going in and out. Oh, I just noticed the oil light that was very dim went out. Our temperature's still stable. Well, kids, I don't know. That might be one of them jobbies where you put duct tape over the light. No, we're going to look into it. If you guys thought I was really going to do that, you're absolutely correct. I don't think there's any I think he took the batteries out of the freaking remote. I was going to lock it. Oh, well. Okay, just got back from taking the trailer out. It's about an hour 20 later. The hood latch won't latch. I don't know what's going on there. It might have got frozen whenever I watched it. But let's just see what happens here. Because it was taking a while to crank over before it would even start. Oh, okay. So that's fixed. It was the bad fuel. And he put new LED bulbs in, and now I see one is working and one is not. I wonder if he has the low beam's not working, and he put LEDs in, so I'm wondering if it ain't just plugged in wrong. And also, I'm still getting a really strong smell of oil, but it was spilt everywhere. That's why I was trying to clean it. Like he said, he put brand new valve cover gaskets in. I don't think he got it. I'm seeing oil residue down there. This side is worse. It was down all over the exhaust. And I mean, I don't see it leaking from up here. It might be leaking from the bottom. Everything looks pretty good, actually. It just needs, it needs clean thoroughly. Let's see. This headlight. I can't tell. I'm gonna have to get in here. It is some sort of connection problem because when I was taking that cap off, it came on. And you can see he does have LEDs in there, but I see everything's kind of smashed. Okay. Okay. I gotta find the connector. You see how it's flickering on and off? Something's going on here. And then on top of that, the bulb spins. I'm gonna work on getting this connector out so that I can get this connected. Does that make sense? Alright, so I got in there, got it connected a little tighter. It's staying on now. Now I can turn the high beams off. Yeah. There we have lights. Why does this one look dimmer? Well, because the lens itself is faded from sitting. Yeah, that's pretty rough. We're gonna have to do a restoration on these. It's even cracked right there. I don't know. He did have somebody do some repairs on this. Originally, it was cracked, or well, it was dented in right here, and that was repaired. This was missing, so that was painted. So this part of the bumper right here was painted before. They did a pretty good job. It matches. They didn't, there's like scuffs over here, and I think this happened after he had it fixed. The crack in the radiator is right there. You can see it's starting to seep out. So, but yeah, the motor sounds good. We just need to get that oil cleaned up, and it's smoking a lot less now. There was a lot of smoke coming from under the hood, but after letting it heat up, that kind of went away. Must have been frozen. It latched this time. How about that? Now, if you'll excuse me, it is freaking freezing outside. I'm going in to get warm and cuddle with my kitties. So if you like this video, smash that like button, consider subscribing. Hit that dislike button if your mom's sick of Subarus, but just can't stop watching Unwrecked. And we'll see you on the next episode of Unwrecked. Sully, you are bad. You try to attack me? Sheldon, what are you doing? What are you doing? I'm trying to pet you. Ornery. Still not having it, are you? No, don't want no parts of them, kitty. And unfortunately, Stu Man is sick again. He's having a lot of problems with hairballs. He can't get one up, and he won't eat because of the hairball. It's bothering him. I'm sorry, buddy.